Everybody, it is Labor Day weekend 2020. This is the 9th month of this year. This is the last month of our fiscal year 2020 for the Comanche Nation. I'd like to call upon our Secretary Treasurer to do a roll call, please.
William Nelson.
Here.
Lenore Parker. Robert Tippecanoe here. June Sobo. Diana Doyabai here. Ronald Red Elk.
That's equal.
Clyde Narcomy here.
This morning, if we could, Mr. Tippecanoe, could you give us a prayer, sir, before we go to our minutes?
Our wonderful Father, we bow before you. We praise and honor you. We thank you for all your blessings and that your guidance comes through the Holy Spirit. Be with us this day. Whatever we do, may it be the wise and smart thing for our nation. Again, be with all that are having hard times, and be with those who are having good times. Let us be what you want us to be, Father, as a people. Take care of us, and keep the virus away from us. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Everybody, if we could go to our minutes. We have minutes from June. We have minutes from July and our special meeting in July. And we also have our minutes from August. We've saved some money on our June and July because the work was done in-house and we didn't have to rely on the outsource. I'm hoping we'll continue that trend. It's professional, just as professional as the outsource is or was. Well, you guys are taking your time with that. We got some items of enrollment. We also have the budget for the Gaming Commission, a transportation route, the hemp cultivation plan, the one on the lease, one where we need to rescind a resolution, and also we got the Comanche Nation Entertainment fiscal year 2021 budget. In our executive session, we'll have Amber Hedge with enrollment, Stephen Lee with realty. We'll have law enforcement with 3 issues, Dr. Cornell Pee Wee Wardy, and the Comanche Indian Veterans Association, of them wanting to do some sweat equity, which they do quite a bit of. Mr. Sobo, I don't see you on this agenda. Were you on this agenda? Okay, well, on that, sir, this is not an open meeting. Right here, we have passed the law on April 14th. It's a CDC, social distancing, also called physical distancing. It's not to say any of our tribal council members can't be here, but as you can see, there's an accumulation of 10. We're trying to keep it to 10 until we have a visitor here, if you don't mind. The most important thing we've got to get going on is we need to have an annual meeting. So before we go to anything else, could someone pass, or better yet, bring forward a motion for June, the 2 minutes for July and August for approval? Moved by CBC number 2, Diana Gill, Sovo Doyavai. Need a second.
I second it.
Seconded by Lenora Parker. All those in favor to approve these minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. As you can tell, we have these resolutions on the agenda, but we got to take care of two important things. And the most important is our annual meeting. I keep seeing this guy in the White House saying everything's a hoax, but it's coming down to the time that we have to have nominations for election. There's been 2 dates of September 25th and the first weekend of October. Anybody got a calendar on them, that first Saturday of October?
It's the 3rd.
October the 3rd. Why 2 dates that we vote on today? In case one's a rainout. Hopefully 2 aren't a rainout. And why do I say rainout? We're going off the suggestion of our Secretary Treasurer to meet at the Fort Sill Army Base Polo Field. Open, big, electricity, all they're waiting from us, and I've got to thank our administrative executive, Cicely, has helped us out quite a bit on this. They're waiting for some dates from us. They will be accommodating. We will have help from the military. September 25th, October 3rd. Business Committee, it has been May, June, July, August, and here we are. September, 4 months, we have to have our annual meeting for nomination. Can someone pose a motion to accept these 2 dates to be open for us to have an annual meeting, September 25th and October 3rd being the alternative date?
Mr. Chairman, I make the motion.
Motion made. Need a second.
I second it.
Seconded by Secretary Treasurer. All those in favor signify by saying, heck yeah.
Yeah.
How about heck yeah?
Heck yeah.
Okay. Tribal council members, it is what it is. We got to be in an open space. Everything else is just not safe. We love each other. We want to hug each other. We want to shake hands. Families that know they don't have COVID, that's good if they congregate in that medium. But guys, you know, we just got to practice total safety, and being in the open air at the foot of the Wichita Mountains, I think it'll be appropriate. It would be appropriate. So it's a done deal. So all you guys running for office for CBC 3, CBC 4, Secretary Treasurer position, and the tribal administrator, please start buckling up, get your campaigns ready, get your nominations in order for that day. And we can't be just standing there all day long and people wanting to bring forward disgruntled views. We got to do what the Constitution says. So those are the dates, everybody.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
did you want the September date on a Saturday or a Friday?
What is September 25th?
It's a Friday.
My goodness, September 26th. September 26th. The good thing is they'll get us in, they'll get us out. We'll be safe there. But at the same time, they just opened up Fort Sill and they got a lot of precautionary devices. Over here in Woodgie, we're just shoulder to shoulder. So this is good. And I thank you, CBC. All right. We got one other order of business before we go to the resolutions. Mr. Red Oak, you have the floor.
Memorandum of the Comanche Nation Business Committee, August the 29th, 2020. To CEO Mia Tadenapper, HR Director Tisha Swadlin, from the Business Committee, transfer of Julia Mansky as interim tribal administrator. Dear Comanche Nation Entertainment, after thorough deliberation, a decision has been reached to place your employee, Julia Mansky, as interim tribal administrator starting on September the 7th, 2020. Ms. Mansky knows every function of the day-to-day operations of the government, along with her bachelor's degree and her essential skill set. The nation needs her expertise during this temporary time and interim position. This interim position is temporary until the tribal council makes their decision for hire of the tribal administrator position. The business committee wants to assure Ms. Mansky that her position is kept unfulfilled until her return to the Comanche Nation Entertainment. I, CEO Mia Tatanapper, do consent to Mrs. Julia Mansky to help the Comanche Nation during this temporary time and willingly keep her position open for her return once the tribal council hires their new tribal administrator. Your professional resolve in this matter is beneficial to the Comanche Nation and to the fulfillment of the Comanche Nation purpose, the common well-being of all its members. We collectively hope you allow Ms. Mansky to work 5 hours at her current position and 3 hours at the Comanche Nation complex starting August 31st through September the 4th, 2020. Our decision will need the legal quorum approval on September the 5th, 2020. These staggered hours will give all parties an adjusted time of duties at hand before Monday, September 7th, 2020. The Comanche Business Committee. Vice Chair Lenore Parker, CBC number 1, June Sovo, CBC number 3, Ronald Red Elk, Secretary Treasurer Robert Tipicani, CBC 2, Diana Gail Doyle-Sovo, CBC 4, Clyde Narcombe. Comanche Nation Business Committee motion. The motion. The Comanche Nation Business Committee rescinds our action to have HR Secretary License Shondale Weesaw and Tribal Administrative Assistant as interim day-to-day managers of the Comanche Nation Complex. Who makes that motion?
That's the motion to rescind the interim day-to-day managers.
Make the motion.
Motion made by Secretary Treasurer. I need a second.
I'll second that.
Seconded by, I think Donna Gale beat you. CBC number 2, Ms. Doyle-Sovo. All those in favor for this action, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay?
Okay, here's the second motion. The Comanche Nation Business Committee moves to place Ms. Julia Mansky as an interim tribal administrator starting on September the 7th, 2020. This interim position is temporary until the tribal council makes their decision to hire a new tribal administrator. Motion made by Ronald Red Elk.
That motion is brought forward by Mr. Red Elk, and this will be official for her to start September 7th, which is Monday. Need a second.
I second it.
Seconded by Secretary Treasurer. Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Well, Miss Lenora, we've had 2 young people that are Comanches. They have shown their heart. They have shown their due diligence. They have shown their patience. They have shown us something that we haven't seen very often, without complaint. I would like Ms. Shondale Weesaw to please stand up. And Comanche Nation, this young lady came from Human Resources, and she's been the liaison for our Secretary Treasurer. And she has stepped up when our Phyllis first got sick. And she's done an outstanding job. Also, Miss Phyllis has an assistant. His name is Terrence Robinson. And Terrence is standing right there. Terrence has stepped up with the complaints, with the good news, with helping. All of you people out there getting CARES Act 1 and CARES Act 2, you hold a lot of thankfulness to these two. Let's give those two a hand on that. They put it together. They held it together. They got our plan. They worked our plan. We're not a per cap giving out CARES Act tribe because that'll have to be paid back. They worked the program that we put together along with the finance part. So Lenora, I'm giving you the floor.
Okay, we wanted to recognize them for their diligence and their commitment to serving the Comanche people. So we have a gift. Would you please come forward?
We'll let Lenora handle all of that.
We just want to recognize them for their hard work and give them a reward and recognition that they truly deserve. Chandel, they did not have a shawl, so we got you a Hamilton, and I'll put it on you.
We usually give our ladies a shawl. Lenora said, no shawl in the house.
Trying to find your right color that you like. On your shoulder. And thank you two very much.
Let's give them a hand, everybody. Everybody. Comanche Nation members that's living abroad, we live in a very cynical world, and most of the time, we don't recognize those that go up and beyond at all. I just want to thank these two young people. God bless you and thank you. And please put this on your resumes, what you did for your nation for the last 3 months. We'll move forward into our meeting here. We'll go to resolution number 102-2020. This is a enrollment, and this is list number 1167, and we do have our enrollment director here. Like I always say, Amber, T's were crossed, I's were dotted. Yes, ma'am, okay? Whereas this list includes the names of applicants who have been verified as eligible pursuant to Article 3, Section 1C, membership of the Constitution of the Comanche Nation, which states all descendants of allottees eligible for membership under the provision of Section 1A of the article, having an 8th or more degree of Comanche Indian blood. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Comanche Business Committee accept the verification of eligibility for the applicants as shown on list 1167 by the Comanche Nation Enrollment Office. And be it further resolved that the Comanche Nation Enrollment Office notify the eligible applicant by letter of their approved membership, and further that the enrolled member be provided information concerning their enrollment, including name, date of birth, roll number, social security number, and degree of Comanche blood. Clyde, how many new members do we have here?
24, Mr. Chairman.
24 new members. Business Committee Resolution number 102-2020, list number 1167 needs a motion for acceptance.
I make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made by Clyde, seconded by CBC 1, June Silvo. Hey, June, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, all right. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those in disagreement, same sign. So I'll go over this list here. We got New Mexico, Texas, Florida, Illinois, Idaho, Iowa, or Iowa. We have Bershin Solis Anahe, or better yet, Anahe Bersin Solis. There we go. Lila Ediger, Tinla Ediger, Nicholas Hencha, Isabel Lizarago, Lily Lesting, Lilith Marie Mansky, Ariana McCarthy, Alaya McClellan, Beverly Moran, Madison Nido, Lorenzo Ferrego, Nami Pofabiti, little sister, Javier Roy, Kalia Roy, Isla Scott, Theo Scott, Arilla Spiegelman, Tinley Sweat, Denisha Victorine, Emma Wani, Noah Wani, Oha Waipa, Wieki, oh boy, and Pierce Yazzie. That's our new members. Let's give them a hand, everybody. All right. Welcome to this Comanche Nation. Somebody here find a cure for COVID-19. All right. We're going to resolution on list number 1168. Are we going to include those into executive session or move forward? Okay. Everybody, what do y'all have? Do y'all have your, these are big. I'm not used to these big things here. I'm serious, it got me messed up. I said, man, I look like a circus flyer. Okay, we're going to resolution number 103-2020. And this list here is number 1168. This list includes the names of applicants who have been verified as eligible pursuant to Article 3, Section 1C of the Comanche Constitution, which states all descendants of allottees eligible for membership under the provision of Section 1A of the article having an 8th or more degree of Comanche Indian blood. And whereas the list of applicants are considered adults but have not been enrolled in any other tribe, and the documentary evidence is on file with the enrollment office. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Comanche Business Committee accept the verification of eligibility for the applicants as shown on list 1168. Be it further resolved that the Comanche Nation Enrollment Office notify the eligible applicant by letter of their approval of their approved membership, and further that the enrolled member be provided information concerning their enrollment, including name, date of birth, roll number, social security number, and degree of Comanche blood. Business Committee, list number 1168, resolution number 103-2020. I need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by CBC 4 and seconded by CBC 2. All those in favor for these 4 adults, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. We're seeing more and more of this, just really due to the fact that people didn't know they were Comanche. Some were adopted, some were just different things. Okay. We're going to resolution number 104-2020, enrollment list number 1169. Whereas the documentary evidence on file with the Nation Enrollment Office verify that each applicant named on list number 1169 are not considered, I don't know about that wording there. I think we put ineligible to eligible, or are considered ineligible. Okay. Okay, good enough. All this time I've been reading this and I'm like, shouldn't we just say they're just not eligible? Okay. We're fine. We're fine. It's fine. Are considered ineligible pursuant to Article 3, Section 4 of the Constitution of the Comanche Nation, which states, notwithstanding the provisions of Section 3 of this article, any person who meets the eligibility criteria in Section 1 of this article, who as a minor accepted a material or monetary benefit as a member of another tribe, or whose legal guardians accepted a material or monetary benefit as a member of another Indian tribe while the person was a minor. Comanche nations shall have the option of relinquishing their membership in the other tribe and becoming a member of the Comanche Nation not later than 1 year after they become an adult, as defined by this Constitution. Whereas the list presented contains applicants who have applied for membership with the Comanche Nation before or after the 1 year period as defined by the Constitution of the Comanche Nation, and are found ineligible for enrollment due to applying outside the parameters of Article 3, Section 4. Now therefore be it resolved that the Comanche Business Committee accept the verification of ineligibility for the applicants as shown on list 1169 by the Comanche Nation Enrollment Office, and be it further resolved that the Comanche Nation Enrollment Office notify the ineligible applicants by letter of their denied membership, and further that the applicant be provided information concerning their enrollment application. So Business Committee, as you can see, there was one. So I need someone to bring forward a motion to accept resolution number 104-2020.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made by Clyde Narcomi, number 4. Could I please get a second?
I second it.
Seconded by the Vice Chair lady. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed to this action, same sign. All right. On this part right here, I had a talk with our executive director of the Gaming Commission. The business at hand for the Gaming Commission is handled by the gaming commissioners that we appoint. On this matter here, instead of taking a resolution to task, could I ask somebody to make a motion to rescind the alternate due to the one that resigned? That's generally how we have to word that here. Or Mr. Tipicani, would you word it any differently?
No, I think that's okay.
Okay? For the record, to rescind the alternate due to the alternate commissioner due to the fact that one of the commissioners has resigned.
Donna Gill. Donna Gill, somebody wants you at the door.
You need a motion? Yes, I do. Moved by Mr. June Sobo, CBC 1. And let me explain this. We appoint commissioners, and we name an alternate in case one of the commissioners gets sick and the alternate fills in. At the same time, the alternate will fill in to understand what's going on with the Gaming Commission. We have a member of the commission that got a great, outstanding job, and man, just great. It's a Comanche on the move, young Comanche too at that. And so we have moved a gentleman that was an alternate up to the commissioner standard. Now, I've got to ask the CBC, before we go to the second on this, we've got to be looking for an alternate. So could someone second what Mr. June Salvo just made a motion to approve?
I second it.
Seconded by Vice Chair. All those in favor for this motion of action to rescind, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. What we do in Gaming Commission meetings is for the Gaming Commission, and really what we did here is we rescinded our appointment. All right. So if everybody could on 105-2020, the gaming ordinance speaks to this in clear language. Just draw a line through 105-2020. And by the way, our Gaming Commission really has done a great job. They have a lot of gaming theaters would love to have a team that we have. They would. So we go right to their approval of their fiscal year 2021 budget. Resolution number 106-2020. Whereas the Comanche Nation is a federally recognized Indian tribe with the Constitution approved by the Secretary of the Interior on January 9th, 1967, to safeguard tribal rights, powers, and privileges to improve the economic, moral, education, and health of its members. And whereas the Comanche Business Committee is a duly elected official body designated to conduct business for and on behalf of the nation. And whereas the Comanche Business Committee has received and reviewed the proposed fiscal year 2021 Comanche Nation Gaming Commission budget. Now therefore be it resolved that the Comanche Business Committee approves the Comanche Nation Gaming Commission fiscal year 2021 budget amount as approved in the CNGC Resolution 16-2020 RVSD. That's the resolution. I need a motion to approve.
Should we have said, where that came from?
Yeah, I wish you would, Bob, do that for
Yeah.
the world to know.
Yes, the money's coming from the tax commission. So it's coming from the revenues we collect. And I suggest we amend this so we include that, whereas in that statement, this amount of money, the budget is contributed from the tax commission revenues.
Well, let me explain that to the membership. The Gaming Commission was always financed by Comanche Gaming. Whatever is made on the Comanche Nation Entertainment Gaming Theater, well, they'd have to pay for the Gaming Commission. Well, we thought of an idea 3 years ago where they're collecting fees from vendors, from workers, a lot of fees. So we started having the tax commission collect the fees, and now the tax commission has collected enough fees to finance their budget. Now that's a smart thing to do. Correct, Bob?
Yes.
Very smart. Then it relieves gaming from having to pay such an extraordinary amount. So if you want to make an amend, sir, where would you want that at?
In the whereas, when it says, following the 2 million budget,
Okay, they did not put their dollar amount here. We have already approved their budget within their
Yes.
gaming commission meeting.
yes, but I mean, just following that, it
Where the money sources are coming from.
yes.
Okay. Whereas
Whereas, the
The-
budget monies will come from the revenues collected by the tax commission.
and there's a little bit of balance that gaming will have to pay.
Yes. Small amount.
So I'm going to say the budget comes from the tax commission and the balance
From,
Comanche Nation Entertainment. So are you making a motion to amend this wording to the resolution, sir?
yes, I am.
That's his motion. Could I get a second for this added whereas?
I'll second it.
Seconded by CBC 2, Diana Gill. Okay, all those in favor to amend this resolution to include this 1, 2, 3, 4th whereas, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, all those opposed, same sign? Okay. Now we go right back to the resolution. Resolution number 106-2020 as amended to include whereas the budget comes from the tax commission and the balance from Comanche Nation Entertainment.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Thank you, sir. I do need a second.
I second it.
Okay. All those in favor for resolution number 106-2020 with the revision, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. And thank you, Mr. Tipicani. All right. On this, from Adrian Tejano, Miss Julia, what is this?
I read it last night, but I noticed that the attachment wasn't attached to it. It's route number 7020. But with the other attachment not being there, it doesn't show me the demographics. Usually with the transportation resolution, there's the attachment with the demographics on the second page. And I don't know if any of you have the second page, but I
No.
don't.
We will discuss something about this program in executive session. Is anybody from this program here?
Yes, Adrian's out there.
Okay.
You want me to grab him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Tejano. Good morning. Well, we've always been spoiled by the attachment and where this is at. Can you kind of briefly explain where this is at?
Yeah, it's a route. It starts on the county line north of Fletcher. And it runs, supposed to run all the way down to Highway 17, the highway between Elgin and Fletcher, Elgin and Sterling. But it comes up about a mile and a half short of being there. We're just
Jim, where
asking,
is that?
we're asking to extend that mile and a half so we can reach the highway.
Is that Trail Road?
Yeah, it's a mile. No, it's not Trail Road.
Where is that, Jane? You know? You're a backwoods, starling man.
Go from where now, county line to where?
It goes just between Elgin and Fletcher, Elgin and Sterling. It comes off of Highway 17. A lot of people use that, y'all know, to go towards between Elgin and Fletcher and Sterling.
Like that?
The one that's pretty bad down there. It goes to Pie Cotty Place,
Yeah.
Pie Cotty's and Holders.
Okay, well, Mr. Tejano, you always spoil us with us having mapping, okay? So next time, give us some mapping.
Okay, I can start putting the strip map in there with them.
Okay, all righty. So Business Committee, any questions for Mr. Tejano?
What are we doing? Redoing it or?
Yeah, well, it's just, right now, it's just to get that on the long-range plan.
Yeah.
And then later we can just redo the whole thing.
The whole, get rid of the
Right,
piles?
right. It don't make much sense to do part of it and leave the other part out, you know?
All right. Well, we're gonna move forward on it, I guess, and it's up to the vote if it gets approved.
I make a motion to approve.
I haven't even read it yet.
I beat you to it.
Can you believe that? You must have done a good job, Adrian. Holy cow, you just come here and throw a piece of paper and we say, yeah, take it. We'll go, okay, I gotta read it, everybody. All right. Whereas our Constitution, Article 6 and Section 7, establishes us, the Business Committee, as the duly elected official body designated to conduct this business. Whereas the Comanche Nation Department of Transportation wishes to extend route number 7020, 1.5 miles to the south to Highway US 17. Now, where is that?
You know, on the east side of Fletcher, when you take that blacktop road going south, you cross over the interstate.
Oh, yeah.
Goes all the way to Highway 17, that's the one,
I'll be dang. Okay, now I got it.
full of potholes.
Yeah, then add this route to the long-range plan, then add this route, please view the attached detailed list, and that's why we called you in there, to the Transportation Improvement Plan, the TIP. Do me a favor, Adrian, for the record, bring that which is detailed here, please view the attached detailed list, okay? Bring that so we can attach it for the record, okay? All right. Now therefore be it resolved, the Comanche Business Committee hereby approves the BIA Branch of Transportation and Southern Plains Regional Office to add the above route to the nation's Department of Transportation Improvement Plan, the TIP, and to authorize the submission of the intergovernmental agreements for design and construction of said project. Okay. Can I claim your motion to accept?
Yes.
Okay.
Done again.
And seconded by Mr. June Sobo. Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. All opposed, same sign. There you go, and thank you, Adrian.
Thank you,
All
committee.
right. Now, Brett, we're going to do this in open session because we've gone over it many, many times. Now, we did have a tribal member that wanted to hear this. I just got to ask you guys, do you want the tribal member in here to hear this?
He came to hear something, yes.
Okay? Is,
Let me grab him.
is Biggin still out there?
Yeah.
Okay, bring him on in. And Brett? Huh? Yes. So you might need to get over here so it's recorded, Brett. Or move the microphone over there. It's a cordless mic. Go ahead and move it over there. How many we got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. Yeah, let's wait for Mr. Sobo to come in.
Tell him we said monopoly.
Heard that.
Ain't got all day.
Ah,
He must not want to hear nothing very much. He's taking his time.
Yeah.
that they're arguing around, huh?
Yes, he left.
Okay, well,
We went to the parking lot.
okay. Well, you know, the thing is, on this order we made you guys on April, we need to have somebody from law enforcement do the order until we can all break out of here and have 30 people up in here, you know? All right, Brett, you got the floor, and the Comanche Nation membership is watching us, so have at it.
Okay, so the hemp plan that's before the CBC now, it would govern hemp cultivation within Comanche jurisdiction in compliance with federal law. It's also consistent with the nation's recently enacted Cannabis Control Act, but it's organized as a standalone law, but they're consistent. It provides a regulatory framework for the Tax Commission to oversee the cultivation of hemp within Comanche jurisdiction. The commission would grant licenses to cultivate hemp. There would be laboratory samples to make sure that the hemp contains not a certain amount of THC so that it can't be considered marijuana that would get anyone high. The plan would be submitted to USDA along with certifications from the chairman, and we also included a CBC resolution authorizing the chairman to sign. It would have to be approved by the USDA before it takes effect, but it closely resembles plans that have already been approved. So the approval itself by USDA should not be an issue, although the timeline of when that approval will come, we don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to this. This will go to Mr. Secretary of Agriculture, which is Secretary Perdue. And what we're saying, enclosed for your review and approval is a Comanche hemp plan. The Comanche Business Committee found it necessary to enact the plan in order to authorize and regulate hemp cultivation within the jurisdiction of the Comanche Nation. Now, members, you've got land, you have trust land. Now, let's go to that part. Let's say I have some land, and I'm down there by the Red River, south of Granfield. And let's say I want to put in 30 acres of this hemp. Do I come up to our tax commission and say, could I please get a license? Is that where it starts?
Yes, any person submits an application to the tax commission for a license.
And by the record of me doing that, I imagine there's probably going to be a fee. It's probably not going to be too big, hopefully. I will go by the definitions. I will go by the regulation. I will go by my license, which is section number 204. I will go by the inspections. And when I get time to harvest, I will go by the sampling, the testing, and harvesting. And then I'll go by the reports. Then I'll go by the violations, if I violate. And that's about the gist of it. Most things that we create, like our tax act, it has worked. It has worked really well. It has worked so well that we got 4 items on the actual budget from us making money off retail, but on our taxation, you know, we've been inclusive to $4 million to almost $5 million for programs from our tax commission. It's a revenue maker. I would like to see our Comanche people, instead of leasing, give it a shot. What's it going to hurt? At the same time, the federal government will not allow cannabis to be legal. Now, this is an election year, and that red party called the Grand Old Party, GOP, the president is touting he's going to make cannabis legal. Now, that's a stunt for politics, I believe. Now, Bob, you've heard of this, right?
No,
Oh, well, you must not be watching Fox News.
I watch.
You watch Fox News? I knew you watched Fox News. Anyway, it is true. He wants to make it legal, but I doubt if it will become legal. It's federal land. I don't think marijuana with the THC factor will ever become legal.
Yeah, I don't think it will either.
Hemp is legal now. It is time for us to either move on it or dispose of it. It's not in my books. What is it? It's a pain reliever. We get that part. And then everybody says, well, it's good for rope, but guess what? There's no place to manufacture it. We talk about this all the time, June. Everybody can grow it all day long, but where are you going to get it toiled?
Where do you get it to process?
Yes, sir.
Wichita Falls has been, off of their TV, they've been advertising building such a company to process hemp. And they're talking about a big processor. So that may be an area of hemp can go to be processed.
Well, one thing for sure, all you tribes that watch our live stream, there's a bunch of you. I've been to your tribal offices, all you tribes on this west side of I-35. I've asked you. We all use Southern Plains Regional Office. We all use the Anadarko Agency. I've asked you leaders, let's join forces, buy out the peanut plant that closed down 10 years ago, and us do this manufacturing. Haven't got an answer yet, June. You know, COVID-19 causes everything to stop. But boy, what a magical idea. Who lives in Anadarko? It's the Indian capital of the world. Matter of fact, there's a statement right over here that I heard from Anadarko this morning. And it says, everyone has a God-given right to be wrong. J.T. Goombay on the radio program this morning. I wrote that for a reason. It was so tickling. I think we could do such a thing, but all tribes have to be all in. because we all got a bunch of land. But when it comes to this, guys, we're at this resolution, and I know I'm coming from the cuff again on this, so I'm sorry.
Speak of your KCA and how y'all get along.
There you go. 3 tribes, yeah, you're correct, sir. 3 tribes, 3 minds.
Now,
Well, I make a motion to approve.
What? Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute.
Make you
Hold
move.
hold on. I'm
Have
gonna
you
have a heart
moved.
attack. Are you serious?
Let's move.
I got a point, I'd like to amend the 4th paragraph to include where it says, therefore, the committee hereby authorizes it. Before it says that, it needs to say hereby recognizes hemp as a product of agriculture and authorizes hemp cultivation.
I wanna be honest on that part. Man, if you were to look at the rules, which I read over, it address, all we're doing is accepting the actual,
Right. And include that.
the
in-
hemp cultivation plan.
Yes,
I mean, it's all.
And your
inclusive.
certification.
Yes.
yes. And recognizing it as, that we recognize it as an agricultural product.
Okay.
Now,
Yes.
if you were gonna put in a processing plant, would there be any different guidelines than what we're approving here that would affect the process?
Only thing is if we don't meet that toxicity level, they call it toxicity.
Well, I mean, you would have to have somebody that would, on your staff, that would be able to test it,
Oh, you bet.
you know, to be able to test it and then process it, because they can't process it unless it tests, and it tests the way it's supposed to be. But my question is, would you be able to set up a processing plant with these, do we need anything else in our regulations that would govern your processing, or just?
Yes, we do.
That, I think it'd have to be separate. This
Yeah,
is
it's
all
separate.
about- This
It's
is the
separate.
cultivating part.
Yeah,
If we
this is
went
the
to-
growing
This is
and
just.
authorizing the
Yeah,
growing.
you've got to recognize it as, that we recognize it as an agricultural product and get this started.
And on that part, Mr. June, if you don't mind, since CBC2 did put a recognition to the amend on 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 amend would be, whereas the Comanche Nation does recognize this as agriculture.
Agriculture plan.
As an ag plan, okay. Now, is that what you want, Ms. CBC2?
Recognizes that, you could say product of agriculture. Because that wording's gonna come into
Yeah.
play later.
As a product of,
Yeah.
and it is,
An agriculture product, maybe.
Yes,
Say it
product
as
of
an
agriculture.
agriculture product.
Yes.
okay. For the record, Donna Gale poses a motion to amend a whereas, the 4th whereas, the Comanche does recognize this as an agricultural product. I need a second to this.
So moved.
Moved by CBC1. All those in agreement to amend this resolution to include this 4th whereas, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. And while we're on a roll without further dissertation, Bob's about to give me a heart attack because he's moving on this. Resolution number 108-2020 with the amended part. I need someone to bring that forward, which Mr. Tippecani did as a motion to approve, and I need a second. Seconded by CBC1 June Soba. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed, same sign. Business Committee, there is a letter here. It's not part of that actual resolution. I would love for someone to please go on ahead for Secretary Perdue, for the chairman to sign this letter to Secretary Perdue.
I so moved.
But we have it in the resolution.
It's not there.
Well, directs the chairman of the committee to sign the hemp certification and
But-
submit. See, it says it in the resolution.
Okay, so Purdue, okay, it covers it. I'm sorry, Bob. I stand corrected. All righty. Thank you. And thank you, Donna
Okay, I'll
Gill.
withdraw that then.
And we have a certificate. Oh, good news. Okay, that's good. We're moving forward.
I want to add one thing.
Sure.
I noticed when we were reviewing it, and I just emailed Wyatt to confirm, there's a numbering, either typo or something that we'll just fix beforehand. It refers to section 104 as 204, but it's fine, we'll just make
Okay,
that.
the numeration was wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. It's no biggie, as long as everybody's okay with that.
Yes.
And once it's approved by USDA,
Sure.
there'll be like a new resolution that kind of provides the details on how it's codified.
Okay. Now, did we move on this person? You guys look over, I think we need to go ahead and put this in executive session so we can discuss it, because I never did get it in the email. I never had a chance to review it.
I so move.
Okay, we're going to move to put resolution number
109?
109-2020 to executive session. I need a second, please.
A second.
Okay, all those in favor to discuss this, we'll bring it out to regular meeting after executive. Please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right. Okay, so Amy was telling me in our retail, the hemp sales. We haven't moved too hard on it, but we have already passed that to sell it. We need to really stay on top of that, because all the little Green Cross places are closing down. So, all right.
You try to make a killing, but it didn't work.
Yes, sir. All right. This right here, you guys, I told Mr. Lee to discuss all of these land dealings with us, because there's some that I've just still have questions on. And we discuss it, so we have it all in order, then we come on executive, then we just go to it. Could someone make a motion that we take all of these realty matters to executive session, since he's already in it, for further discussion, and then when we come out, we move on them? Could someone make that motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, can I please get a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All those, and not in favor of this, same sign. There's three that's real private. I don't know if the owners of these lands even want us to disclose all that. So, we got to disclose it, but I'm sure we need to talk it over first, and then we can disclose it. Okay. Now it comes down to the Comanche Nation Entertainment. Is that young lady here? Comanche Nation members, we've exceeded 11,000 applicants. I went by the hallway there, Shandell, and I think the approval has surpassed 11,000. Yeah, please. What does that mean? Wow, that's the entire tribal council. For all the people that say, well, what about our children? Well, we couldn't include children because they're not head of the household. But we can include children on education. All righty. There it is. If I could please just give this report, if you guys don't mind. Holy cow. That's a lot of people, and that's good. Our round two numbers have, I don't have the full on that one, but well, Bob, it looks like we might be able to go to round three, but we're going to have to adjust all these numbers by the end of
Yes.
September.
Yes.
We've got September, we got October, we got November, we got December. So we got September, October, November, December. That's 4 months, 4 months to expend this money. No matter what happens on November 3rd, I would hope Congress goes back to the table to say either the pandemic was all over with or is continuing, and by all things this morning, and 188,000 dead Americans says is continuing. So, you know, for a nation that's lost so many people, I don't know why we're not in mourn. I don't understand that part. And I'm bringing that up for one fact only, one fact only. We have made a decision to have an annual meeting. We've got to tell our membership, it's not a matter of do we go there to get sick. We have got to practice safety. One thing about this complex has practiced a lot of safety. We have not denied anybody anything. Now we're coming to the reality of the money maker of our entire tribe. The biggest money maker of our entire tribe is this young lady and her staff, which is Comanche Nation Entertainment. They're the ones that provide the $58 million budgets. They're the ones that provide the per capita. They're the ones that provide many, many things. And we're finding out that our numbers are lower. They are lower, but at the same time, Robert Tipicani, myself, Mia, her staff, they've come to a budget that's realistic. And Mia, I'll give you the floor.
Hi, thank you. We just bring you the changes today. This would, these are the changes that we're estimating. So we made those budgets, and so we're here to present the FY21 budget for Comanche Nation Entertainment.
What it's really showing, Comanche Nation members, our July earnings showed a 26% cut to what a regular year would be. Now people will say, well, hurry up and open it all up. Well, okay, sure, right? No. We have put so many precautions in there. We went to 17 hours. The rumors of, everybody's sick, we're the safest. I'll put us to any casino in the world. We are the safest casino, and thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Julia. You guys have made it very safe.
No, thank you. Thank you for the CARES Act funding. We've been able to make significant investments and improvements to the property for safety, upgrades to our HVAC system that's very old and aging, and we've done some really nice upgrades like that. I mean, it provides cleaner air, safer for our guests. So we have used that funding to make some really nice upgrades that, for safety as well.
So, Mr. Tipicani, sir, do you approve this budget?
Yes, I do.
Will you move on this budget, sir?
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the budget. The CNE
Yes.
2021 budget.
The Secretary Treasurer has done his due diligence. CBC, I need a second.
Second.
Seconded by Clyde Narcomi. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. We've had a great run. It's just, nobody's seen this coming. But at the same time, if there is going to be an 18% cut, we're going to modify budgets as we go back to big opening. If we go to 18%, Mia and I have raised our hand. It starts at the top, right, Mia? Raise your hand, Mia. Raise your hand, Mia. Raise your hand, Mia. If we take the cut at the top, we got to make sure we take the cut at the top.
Yep, we have cut our expenses overall by 16%, and that's a mixture of labor and operating expenses.
Right.
And so, while we are looking forward to opening hotel and table games soon, we're working on safety plans to get those open. We will be looking at our labor very closely as in terms of labor to revenue and doing some analysis
So we did, you and I, we went over what might be the per capita this year. It'll be dismal, people, and we're not gonna lie to you, we're not. Our elders will get their $1,000, they will, but the per capita will be, I can't even make the announcement because we might have a bang-up September, you never know. But one thing for sure, we'll make that announcement like we always do around November. And as a matter of fact, we're having a per cap meeting this Friday coming up, or next Friday, sir?
This coming Friday.
We'll have an idea, at least by our October meeting, everybody. But one thing that I got to tell everybody on this spreadsheet, I can share the entire spreadsheet with everybody, but this live stream right now, I want to be honest with you, we got some enemies out there, do we not, Brett? They're watching our every move. I do not understand why billionaire tribes want to think we're such a big threat. But with that said, I'll leave it there. What do you think, Brett? We'll leave it there. Okay.
Yeah, we keep our budgets in confidence.
Yeah.
They're confidential.
Mia,
Thank
let's
you.
give her a hand, everybody. Give her a hand. Thank you. By the way, the highlights over there, is there the Comanche Nation? Say it for us, please. Tell us about it, please. The Burger Company.
Oh, the burger, yeah. If you haven't had the burgers at Comanche Nation, we've opened Comanche Nation Burger Company. It's in its infancy. It's located right now at Comanche Nation on the grill side. So when you come in the front door, it's to the left, not where the Mustang, on the other side. And so the burgers are, we're serving buffalo burgers and Angus beef. It is all prepped daily. Nothing's frozen. Ingredients are fresh. And so they're serving burgers and beignets, but they're really good, and they, again,
You
they
got
make
to have your beignet.
oh my gosh, they're delicious.
If not, you need to
Yeah,
try the
no, super.
donut holes. They are better than any donut
I know, they
shop
are really
in Lawton,
good.
Oklahoma.
They are. And of course, there's craft beer. Has it been served yet?
Yes, they have started serving beer, and we look forward in October to having a grand opening for the burgers and the War Pony Brewery.
There you go. And the good thing about this, folks, is we've been brewing this for how long now, Jane? 2 long years. So we're better than Shinerbach in Shiner, Texas. We've been brewing this for a long, long time.
Yes.
Mia, God bless you. God bless your family. I heard Nakona Tatanapper as a freshman sacked that quarterback from Anadarko. Anyway, thank you, ma'am.
It was a lovely game. I think it was 50-0. Not in our favor.
I know, it was,
Let's not talk about that.
Comanche member Gailey took it to the house from
Wow, yeah,
Anadarko.
he's really impressive.
Yes, he
He's very athletic, and it was a pleasure to watch him. Otis was cheering for him. Whose team are you on?
Thank you, Miss Mia Tatanapper.
I got a suggestion. I've been to the casino twice. Both times, I didn't have my driver's license with me. They didn't know who I was. One of the securities knew me and okayed him, said, yes, this is who he is. I would suggest we need some pictures of all of us. I understand Mr. Nelson was down there too, and he's the chairman of the tribe. I gave him the business at the gate.
I went incognito there.
The pictures are right next to the time clock of you guys.
But they didn't know, these were 2 supervisors. I didn't know who the heck we was, and I told them, I said, I don't care what you say, you don't have the ID, we can't let you in. Well, I'm here to meet somebody, a business meeting with a client, possible businessman.
We need that done, guys. We do. We do.
Right there at the door are, they need to know who their big shots are down there. I mean, I don't run around with my bill full of armor license in my pocket every second. I didn't even carry my phone every second. But the thing is, it was kind of an inconvenience. But they did allow me to come in, and we met with him, met with George, and discussed what we need to. But I thought, what the that?
Yeah, and as we open more games, we probably won't be IDing at all. I mean, it was just something that we had limited games, we've been opening other games, but I also expect all of our team to treat everybody, I mean, whether it's a guest or it's our tribal council, they're treated the same, and we expect great service for no matter who you are.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for the water.
Oh, one more thing. I had the buffalo burger.
How was it?
It was pretty dry.
It was dry.
Yes. I figured it was gonna be nice and juicy.
Dang, this was supposed to be an infomercial.
No, they were
But it
generally
was over on
juicy.
the other side. It was on that side, not where we is. It was on that side. I don't know what the
On
difference
the,
is.
where the sit-down kind of.
Where there was, sit on the south side.
No, those aren't the same.
Oh,
They only have the buffalo and the Angus at the little one on
Oh.
the, is that the north side? Yeah, north side.
I didn't know.
But yeah, that's greatly appreciated though. Feedback, and I welcome our tribal members too, that if they have any feedback, you know, on those burgers, it's a new concept and we welcome if any of the feedback. Somebody had said they needed their tomato a little thicker, and so we definitely take those to Chef Tanya and the staff. One of our tribal members, I know Jeremy Murrow works in there, and he's one of the chefs back there also, and takes great pride in those. So we want to perfect the product.
June, it's good. Each day we kill the buffalo.
We did.
It's always fresh.
I'm the one on that little burro.
Cat. That little one-eyed burro.
Yeah. And that Tassie wool that's kind of lame, so you get him. And you know he's way back, and I'm a big guy. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Mia. Business Committee, before we go into the realty matters and executive session, is there anything we need to talk about before we go into executive session?
I don't know if it's an executive session, but you know, we have these educator cares monies.
Yes, sir.
We
Bring
have
that
to
up.
approve.
Bring that up, sir.
Yeah, and I think, Chandel, do you have the list of those?
I do.
Okay. Can we go to a big review because it's names, right?
Yes.
Okay. We don't, you know, I know they don't want it.
Yeah.
Okay. So could someone please make a motion for us to go to executive session? Handle that. Thank you. And thank you. So that's CBC 4, CBC 1. All those in favor to go to executive, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We're going to take about a 15-minute break, and Comanche Nation will come back to open session right after our executive. All right. Wow, what a long executive session. Comanche Nation members, we had to go over a lot of different things from applications in the CARES Act, realty matters. And before we get started in this, I want to introduce a gentleman that works for our Comanche Nation law enforcement. If we can pan towards this gentleman here, tell us who you are, sir.
My name is Joe Galloway. I'm a lieutenant with the police department. Also, I'm a candidate for the sheriff of Comanche County.
How long you been with this?
I've been with the law enforcement department 9 years in November.
9 years. Everybody, this man is running for the Comanche County Sheriff right here in Oklahoma. We wish you well, sir. And one thing, our Secretary Treasurer, he's correct. A full endorsement means the entire nation, right?
Right.
Bottom line, sir, we are wishing you well. We know you have served our nation well. And just tell us where you're from, and are you got roots here in Comanche County?
No, the military brought me here. I'm originally from Georgia. I've been here for almost 21 years now. And I've made this my home for me and my family. And I've truly enjoyed working for the Comanche Nation.
Well, say it again. What are you running for?
Comanche County Sheriff's Department.
There you go. For the sheriff position.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Officer Galloway.
Right.
And thank you for the service to our nation. We really wish you well.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank
Thanks for
you,
your
sir.
time.
All right, we're going to go right back to why we had to go to executive session. We're going to go right to realty. And on the matter we got before us, we've been trying to start a project in Davidson, Oklahoma. And it really comes to, it's not coming to fruition due to really their city council. The sad part about this town, it would be lucrative for our nation to go on ahead and do gaming down there and what they would call a gasino, which would be a retail establishment with a lot of bays. Because the old NAFTA, this was the original highway source to go up, was right through Davidson. So today, I'm asking for someone to entertain a motion to rescind all resolutions pertaining to this project. There's been no money spent. We haven't spent anything. We spent a lot of time talking. If somebody could entertain that motion.
Make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made by CBC 4, Narcomi, and CBC 1. Mr. Sobo did give it a second. All those in favor to rescind all, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
One abstention, okay? Two abstentions, I guess myself. So we go right to resolution number 112-2020. The Comanche Nation is a federally recognized Indian tribe with the Constitution approved and ratified by the Secretary of the Interior. Whereas the Comanche Nation business is a duly elected official body designed to conduct business for and on behalf of the nation. Whereas the Comanche Business Committee desires to expand the nation's land base through acquisition to acquire additional trust land and facility at fair market value for the future use for tribal self-determination and to preserve our restricted Indian land. And whereas the Comanche Business Committee has determined that it is in the best interest of the Comanche Nation to negotiate for the acquisition of certain real trust property, described as follows. Lots 15 and 16, Block 6 of College Edition of the City of Lawton, Oklahoma. Whereas the Comanche Business Committee has determined the purchase of this property to be in the best interest of the nation. Now therefore be it resolved that Comanche Nation Business Committee hereby authorizes the Comanche Realty Department to negotiate for the acquisition at fair market price not to exceed $64,000 for this property at 2516 Southwest A Ave in Lawton, Oklahoma. Business Committee, I do need someone to entertain a motion to approve resolution number 112-2020.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Lady Vice Chair and Secretary Treasurer. All those in favor on this resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those in disagreement, same sign. All right, very good. And Maggie, if you're watching, tell your Bia, God bless her. All righty, we're going to go right to a motion that came up just for the fact of one thing. When people are in situations of probate, we can't really be involved because our Constitution does say we can't be involved. Due to what? We cannot abridge anybody's trust land. But on situations as this, it comes right down to what exactly is it? So, we have a letter here, and I need the CBC. It's really going to Honorable Leah Harjo Ware. And I can't say this name because it's high confidence, but what we are doing, we're saying this letter is regarding the estate of this person. The Comanche Nation recognizes the will of the deceased regarding the distribution of her undivided interest in this property. And we waive any interest set to go to the Comanche Nation. So this is it in a nutshell. We all talked about it. So can somebody entertain a motion to approve this letter to go to the Honorable Leah Harjo Ware?
I so moved.
Moved by Diana Gill, CBC number 2. Anita, second.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Lady Vice Chair. All those in agreement, and you will be in agreement by your attested signature to this letter. It can't be me by myself. So all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. I'll start here, and Lenora will just go on around. Okay, last but not least, is the resolution for Sac and Fox in our packet?
Yes, it is.
It looks like it's in there, but it's a notice of table, so you probably need to go to resolution number 114-2020 in order to bring it back forward. It's right here in your executive session.
Oh, okay. This is, oh man, okay, there it is. All right. And it was, and I'll do a reread because we had to go over this because we had no representation from Comanche Nation law enforcement at that August meeting. So we'll keep it as resolution number 97-2020. Now therefore be it resolved that the Comanche Nation reaffirms its law enforcement service commitment to the nation by strengthening its law enforcement activities, by continuing this agreement with the Sac and Fox Nation to provide juvenile detention for the Comanche Nation. And be it finally resolved, the Sac and Fox will provide services at its juvenile facility at Stroud, Oklahoma for juveniles ages 12 through 18 for fiscal year 2020 through 2021. Specific terms are identified in the attached contract between the governing bodies of each nation. This has been ongoing for, I think, for about 2 decades. So business committees, could someone entertain a motion to approve resolution number 97-2020?
I make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by the Secretary Treasurer, seconded by Mr. Narcomi, CBC 4. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right. Well, Mr. Red Elk, since we have these warriors here and what this room is designated for, could you please entertain a motion of action for what was discussed from the Comanche Indian Veterans Association?
I make a motion that we task the CIVA to refurbish this in a good way with Lenora and Dinah Gale as the other two to help with the design and the completion so that our code talkers will be honored by their work.
That's a motion before us. Mr. Sergeant Major didn't need a speaker. So that's the motion. Could I please get a second?
So move.
Seconded by CBC 1, James Sobo. All those in favor for that action to happen, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Business Committee, I think we've got our business done. So Brett, before we leave,
No,
got to ask you a
educate
question. Whenever our tribal members start calling the tax commission, and they're ready to get it growing. Now, we're going to need a set amount of time because the ruling just got passed today. So they got to set up a form designation for the license itself to speak to certain things. be it, I want to grow it within my wheat crop, or I want to grow it in my backyard that's stressed land, So I'm going to have Nadia probably just reach out to you guys. But that billing has to be on tax commission. What's your thoughts, Bob, on that?
Yes.
So
Okay.
you need to like just kind of work out the details of like what the form will look like and that kind of thing?
Correct. That follows the guide, There's one thing about law, it's good law, and especially if you study the law. So,
And we have some, we have some lead time because it'll go to USDA, so.
There we go.
Hopefully we can work that all out, so then by the time it's approved.
there we go. Very good. Anything else, everybody, before we adjourn this meeting? Barring nothing else, could somebody entertain a motion to adjourn our
So moved.
September meeting? Thank you, CBC. One, need a second. Seconded by Lady Vice Chair. All those in favor to go home, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed and want to stay here through Labor Day, say aye. Okay. God bless you, Comanche Nation.